What's up, metalheads? My name's Jamie. This is the Blades and EDC channel, and today I bring you a pocket sword. This is the Twosun Vandal, and this is literally a pocket sword. It is enormous. My medium-sized hands here, when I choke up, you can see how much knife there is on both ends. There's a lot of knife there. This is being sold by LuvThemKnives. As far as I know, he's the only one selling this knife. And I don't know if there even is a TS number. I think it's just the Vandal. I don't think it's like the Sidewinder, the TS329, that's the Sidewinder. If there's a TS, I don't know what it is. And I apologize for that. All I can tell you is it's called the Vandal. And you buy these from LuvThemKnives. You can message him on Instagram if you want to pick one up. I'll link his Instagram below. And the only specs I can find on this knife are the overall length and the weight. The overall, and it's M390 blade still. Overall length is 9¼ inches, and the weight is 6.2 ounces. I'm gonna take a couple other measurements because I don't see them anywhere. Like I said, the only place I can find these for sale is from LuvThemKnives. So let's check the blade stock because it's pretty thick. Zero that out. 160 thousandths blade stock. I'm curious about these thick titanium scales too. There is a little milling in there, but they are thick. 236 thousandths thickness on the scales here. So pretty thick. Over 6 ounces, like I said, so it's heavy. It's enormous. I'll give you some size comparisons in a minute. But before I do that, let's talk about the action. The action's really good. The only other button lock from Twosun I've had is the TS329, and it had excellent action out of the box. Now this knife comes to me through the Apex pass-around group, and it's been in a lot of hands before it made it to me, so I can't say how it was out of the box. I don't know that. If it's anything like the 338, it was just like this. It had no button stick. Excellent action. One concerning thing for me is the button placement and how much it sticks out. If I'm gripping up on this knife and I really grip up, my thumb's landing right on that button, and I'm easily disengaging that button when I grip. So you'd have to be cautious and hold back here and stay away from that button, or come up past it. But that's kind of dangerous in my opinion. Yeah, for me, my thumb just, when I choke up this knife where it's comfortable in my hand, my thumb's up here, I'm good. But if I choke up like this, my thumb is all over that button, and I'm hitting it, as you can see, without even trying. I'm just squeezing and I'm hitting that button. So that's concerning for me. Number two is this fuller is concerning. Luckily, somehow it works for the reverse flick, but it's thumb flicking it's next to impossible because it's so slick. They didn't put a sharp edge on this fuller at all. But I can catch it with my middle finger and reverse flick it. But sometimes I miss that too, just because it's so slick off there. There's no sharp edge there. It's just really slick. So the thumb flick is no good. The reverse flick is pretty good, actually, even with it being like that. But such a simple, like that, I missed it that time. It's such an easy fix just to put a sharper edge on that right there, just so you catch it more. Yeah, if they do more of these, I hope they do. Or they just take the hole all the way through, and that would solve it completely also. But if you're going to do a fuller, you got to put a sharp edge there so you can get some traction on your skin. And with this, you get zero traction at all. It's more of just using force to reverse flick it. And with the reverse flick, I'm putting my middle finger right here at the bottom of this fuller and just flicking it out, and I catch it and get it to go most of the time. Sometimes I do slip off though. But the action's great other than that. And my biggest concern is this button. See how pronounced it is, how far it sticks out. It's not recessed at all. And as thick as this titanium scale is, you'd think they could have milled that out and recessed that down in there some so that button isn't sticking out so much. So it's just something to think about. The 338 had the exact same problem, but it was a smaller knife. So for me, it wasn't as big of an issue as it is with this knife. Just where my hand, with a medium-sized hand, where I land, my thumb is all over it. So keep that in mind. Let me give you some size comparison because this is a monster. It's a folding pocket sword. Since I've got it here, the Monterey Bay Knives XL Slayback, so it even dwarfs that monster. And since I have it here, the Jason Grant Gripper, which is another, for my hand size, it's a large knife. So this is quite a bit bigger than both of those. And the thickness, it's like, I measured the thickness earlier and it was like 0.6 something inches, so well over ½ an inch thick. Very large knife. Here is the Devo Stout. It makes it look like a child's toy. Makes it look like a toy for your Boy Scout. Here's a bigger knife, the Spyderco Shaman. So it's quite a bit larger than the Shaman also. Here's another bigger knife, the Bestech Exploit. I don't have anything this large, nothing at all here. Other than I have a SR1 Lite from Cold Steel, that's about the same size, but it's in the box at the moment. Here's a Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Yeah, enormous knife. Let me show you some of the regulars. You see, show you a couple of the regulars real quick. You see how big this thing actually is. Here's a Benchmade Bug Out. And here is the QSP Penguin. So, yeah. And I mean, one of these scales is almost as thick as the whole Bug Out. It's enormous. So, you could almost fit this thing inside the scales. So, yeah, big knife. I don't know if LuvThemKnives is a big guy or not. I don't even know what his name is. I keep just calling him LuvThemKnives. But he must be a large guy. He must be a big guy if this is his kind of knife. So there's the full-size sheepdog. And here's the mini sheepdog. Enormous. So yeah, action's good. Materials are great. Oh, the pocket clip. Need to talk about the pocket clip real quick before I wrap this up. You do have a titanium pocket clip. You have a ceramic ball in there, and goes in a pocket and holds well, but it does catch, you know, on your jeans, you got that little seam right there at the top of your pocket. It's pretty tight going over that in the pocket and out of the pocket. So over time, I could see it starting to fray your pants there, because it is pretty tight going in and out of the jeans there with that ceramic ball. But that's pretty common with these ceramic ball clips, so just be aware of that. Other than that, it goes in and out of the pocket great. Just tight on the tight when it goes in and tight right when it comes out. But it doesn't like catch your pants and pull your pants down or anything. It's just a little tight going over that seam. So, all right, guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button for me. If you're new here, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys on the next one.